on.
Hello, good morning,
Hi.
Kindred, and welcome to Vegas by Night Mayday Roleplays Vampire the Masquerade Chronicle. Welcome back into our little Elysium, and thank you for coming in to see our favorite coterie get arrested for domestic terrorism. If you're not familiar with Season 1 of Vegas by Night, don't fear. You can still check it out on Spotify, Twitch VOD, and our YouTube channel as of right now. If you're wondering how you can get more Mayday in your life, you can catch our stream here every other Saturday for our main show. You can follow us on all major platforms. And finally, you can donate to us on Patreon and join our Patreon Discord. Discord's really popping off, guys. It's your best chance to get a hold of us. It's your best chance to get a hold of our little family we've created. You can get in on some incredible games that are run by our community members, but also on games ran by members of Mayday themselves, both as players and DMs. So if you've ever wanted to play with us, that's your best option, and we'd love to play with you. So come through, join our Discord. If you're a fan of Vegas by Night, we have a campaign diary by yours truly coming soon, detailing the first episode of Season 2. And I'm opening it up to questions from all of you if you have any. So if you're interested, post your Caleb questions to our Vegas by Night channel in our Discord, and I'll include them in the video. You can keep them pertain to episode 1, but I'm also open to any questions that you have, so I'm not going to discriminate. I may just save it for a later campaign diary.
Folks can post it in the YouTube comments too. We'll see them there.
You can put them in the comments to this VOD as well, or in the live chat. We'll get back to you and I'll aggregate them. We'll get them together. We'd like to give a shout out as well to our handler level Patreon contributors. It's because of their involvement that we are all moving into a big content house together in the middle of the United States, where we will house Mayday headquarters and raise our families in a little commune. So special thanks to our commune members: Advance Wars Sammy, Bimble Ward, Cameron S, Jonathan M, Kirby's Double, Onk, OGPan, and Ren. Thank you guys so much. We will see you in the next life. Hail to Mayday's creators. We are so proud to announce that we have also a new published writer and contributor in the TTRPG space among us. Vince, if you haven't heard already, has had the incredible opportunity to write for Delta Green's latest release, Dead Drops, and is featured in its release. If you get the chance, please check it out and see his hard work. Other than that, we want to shoot a big congratulations to everyone here on the completion of our Season 3 finale of Doomed to Repeat. Woo, we're clapping. We're so very excited about it. It's available now on all platforms, and we'd love for you to check it out and the rest of our lovely back catalog and campaigns, all of which are available everywhere. We're preparing 2 debriefs for you as well for the Season 3 Doomed to Repeat finish, and a special debrief for the series end of Orpheus. So keep those in mind. They'll be coming up soon. Before we get started today, I just want to remind everyone that Vampire the Masquerade can be a dark setting. As such, there are content warnings for any watching. Please be advised that there may be violent themes, plenty of adult language, and the exploration of darker subjects. Please take care of yourself and be aware. All right, let's get started. Humanity was cursed, and of that curse, ingenuity was required. Uncle Smelly, in the bellies of New York's underground, sought to make a name for the Nosferatu of these modern nights, diverging the internet for his own needs to infest a parasite of information on the back of our internet highway. The largest dead cell spy network in the world was born out of a ghoul leeching cable from his neighbors. Shreknet, a multi-layered encrypted cancer that spread across the kindred scene, used for the Nosferatu's information-gathering obsessions and the most modern of kindred societies' habits. The net, being home to so many, drew kindred despite clan and kin and formed a new collection, a digital coterie of those searching their best interest and worst vices on the network. And thus, innovation was called for. The second version, a design kit of program suites only visible to those who employed aspects of mind, spread like a virus. Such rapid exposure and inarticulate collections of ancient kindred with no business on anything more than Facebook caused a disturbance in societal life. We drew the ire of the Second Inquisition in every hidden hyperlink, and thus we fell from hubris's height yet again. Humanity was cursed, and in that curse we will want the same as we did when we could still breathe. Yearn for all the things old and all the things new. We will beg for life, and what we left behind at every moment that dust does not spill forth at the opening of our mouths. But there is no way to feed a stomach that knows nothing but hunger. We will cry for our old selves. We will die for a chance at new life. We will kill our darlings. Welcome to Vegas by Night. Let's introduce our cast and kindred. My name is Caleb James Miller. I will be your storyteller tonight.
Hi, I am Amanda. I play Jackie Santana.
I'm Eli, and I'm playing Niles Ames.
I'm Lev, and I'm playing Mal.
I'm Sergio, and I'm playing Burrows.
I'm Vince, I'm playing Raguel.
I'm Zakiya, and I'm playing Sybil.
Beautiful. We now have a recap from Niles this week.
There are roughly 600 venomous in the world, 200 of which can severely harm a human being. Well-camouflaged ambush predators known to extend their skulls to devour prey whole. For 98 million years of existence, snakes have served their evolutionary purpose as predators. Harvesting venom for other applications beyond survival is the human thing, and by extension, a kindred thing. Summer's going out with a bang. To think that there are more quiet days ahead with a degree of separation over the last few months should have been put to rest the day Raguel returned in a box. Kindred are restless, flinging themselves onto rungs of ladders to escape the pit where we are all in. And even members of this coterie are eager to climb to reach heights and to see views not yet unseen, unburdened by the weight of the first time they fell. Lately, I have had no appetite for it. I dream of the countryside and beds of hay far away from the city. But I am tethered to those who climb, weighing the urges to turn heel and run. I worry I'll never be able to leave Vegas. This is not the first time I've witnessed the final death. I've seen how we melt into carcasses and dust, but there was something in how Tiago burned. But I accept that this was a better way to end the chapter for a kindred. The coterie would have its elevation in stopping the Lamia. I wouldn't have debts to pay. Rest, finally. But there is the worst fear in knowing that you might be the unluckiest kindred in this unlife.
Before we begin on what is a lengthy escape for all of you from the ramifications of your own actions, common theme for everyone here, let's discuss briefly if we've made any changes to our sheets that we would like to declare for the audience so they know what to look for when you start doing cool shit.
A point in, well, not a point in drive. I gave him one of the specialties I assigned, not in drive, excuse me. I'm thinking of combat and melee combat. I'm going to give him a point in karate because I realize he does actually have
Beautiful.
experience in that. Not a point, a specialty. So whenever he specifically uses a type of karate.
The hiya.
Karate. Beautiful.
Yeah, I added
I will be
a
looking out
dot
for
to
that
firearms.
Yes.
Raguel,
based
you said you had
on,
something?
The performance last session.
Excellent.
Beautiful. Yeah, I think more than enough, both of you have proved your prowess with
That's right,
karate
baby.
and you with some incredible third eye sniping. Some beautiful work there. Anyone else that would like to declare any changes to your character?
We're saving those points.
No? Keeping things close to our vests? Maybe
Yes.
we're saving up those
Never
points. Lord knows we have enough of them. Beautiful. Well, with that in mind, then, you are in the bowels of the shipping company that you all have basically gutted from the inside out. Total Transport Distribution is in a flaming pile after all of you have happened to it, which honestly is not uncommon for things that fall in your wake. There are reminiscent memories of the hospital and everything that went on the last time that we heard these sirens. But up top in the circus van, parked, maybe we agreed like 2 blocks away. Am I remembering correctly? Niles is leaned onto the side of that panel van against the window, all but burned to a crisp, saved from being seen from the outside by the tinted windows of the clown calligraphied, graffitied side of the circus van. Sybil, ever at her part-time job, sitting at the driver's side of the circus van, touting what is not a drunk individual from the Meadows, but instead the burnt to a crisp friend that they may have had an accidental hand in exploding. We're going to start with you two. There is a hail of sirens, more so than you've ever heard before. At the hospital, there were cruisers, absolutely, and there was hospital security guards, and there were people en masse, but nothing in the way of domestic terrorist attack, an explosion of an entire structure in the south of Vegas. And so there are undoubtedly cruisers on the way, but even more so you spot at the head, leading the cavalry charge, are 2 large black, almost APC SWAT vans, essentially, that are pulling up and whizzing past you 2 blocks away. It is undoubted to both of you, even with Niles in condition. I want to specify that until that aggravated damage takes you down to 0, Niles, you're here, you're conscious, you can make moves, you're just hurting, right? This isn't Delta Green. You're not going to be hobbled for life. Sergio's not going to remind you about your cane for a whole season. You are going to be okay until you need to sleep, right? You are in a bad, crispy way. But the 2 of you can indeed perceive that those are going off in the direction of your friends towards the distribution center there. Are there any actions for our 2
Sybil
in the
is
car?
starting the car and going to try to call
Yeah.
Burrows.
Beautiful. You put in the call. You're calling Burrows first. The call rings. On the other side, Burrows, you are down in the pit. You all have already heard the sirens. That's how we ended last session. Burrows, you hear this disgusting chip-tuned whine in your pocket as you're standing next to Mal. And it is this awful, high-pitched screeching like mic feedback You think your phone's trying to do something for you, but
Do I need to
it's
go?
hard to tell when
I can go.
you're this close
Just
to
hold
your
on. I'll
Lasombra.
just try to get away from Mal for a second. Probably run up some steps or something. If you said that we heard sirens in the last session, when I get out of range of Mal, I'm going to pick up the phone and say, "You smell that bacon too? It's time to get out of here, right?"
Yep, that's exactly. We're all okay. So
All right,
we'll see you in a few hours then.
Yeah, no. Meet us on the far side. We'll just meet you on the other side of the property. If they're
Okay.
coming from the south, let's meet up on the north. You know, that kind of thing.
Okay. And Sybil hauls ass. Probably rocks the van a little bit. Niles, I don't even. You should put your seatbelt on. Goes north.
Yeah, you guys are whipping, and it is one of those larger panel vans that just does not suit itself to a hard turn whatsoever. And so as you pull out, Sybil, and you hit the hardest corner, you can feel just for a moment the wheels teeter off of the floor as you streak black behind. If you hadn't have waited for the police to pass you by now, they might have taken interest in just how fast you're spinning out here. But you turn that corner, you pull up GPS on your phone, and you're working towards the north of the compound.
And I'll let the others know. Let's go file out.
Beautiful. We'll go back
Do
down.
we need to take her body for proof or something? Or I guess, do I need to take the dust for proof?
For all of you in the...
I think our word will count.
Jackie took the
There is
Right.
the amulet left over that Jackie is in possession of.
Oh,
That
right,
could
right.
be served as proof. You also took the broken laptop. And then there is, I believe, a memo head with Ezra's name. if
You
need
take
that
me
as well.
ashes.
You do have some proof.
No, I
Um,
wanted to take the letter with Ezra's
you-
name on it. That's what I grabbed. Great.
You are down in the belly here. Burrows is out in the decaying, broken down lab where the Saints' Tears were being created. There is like a commotion upstairs as you're aware with your heightened senses, all of you, especially Raguel as he feeds back into the room, that they've made it past the parking gates, essentially, and into the actual foray of this location. You imagine they might be slowed down by checking the bodies and ensuring that no one is actually still alive and armed on the premises, but they're moving on your guys' locations. What's the action here?
A question, Caleb. If I still had like unseen passage and silence of death like activated from the movement, is that still okay? So that's where I'm like. So this is a new scene.
So it lasted a scene,
Okay.
and with the end of last session, the scene is
Definitely
over.
will.
But if you'd
force
like,
at
you can
least
activate it
silence of, death for sure.
now,
So-
if you'd like to be silent.
Mhm.
Okay, yeah, you exit the world of sound as your body makes these thudded sonic barriers from each step, and nothing seems to permeate. And for a moment, as the rest of you are walking in tandem, Jackie is there with you, bristling the hairs on your arms from the preternatural sense of the others, and then Jackie is not. It's as though there is this void in the center, even worse than the nihilism that comes with Mal. But looking
If
towards
no one
their
has
direction,
grabbed a
Jackie's
test
still
tube
there.
by now,
just
I
completely
swear, I don't
silent.
know. I think we were saying this on the way out. I'm definitely making sure, at least I do, or Burrows. Yeah. Yep.
You grab a vial of Saint's Tears. You have to do so very carefully as to not allow any of the
I'll also-
liquid to touch you. But you
I was just
do
gonna say
have it.
I'll pull shadow. Shadow
are you guys
cast
going out the
again
way you
and just
go
kind
ahead
of
now?
leech the shadows out to cover everyone a little bit.
Nice.
Beautiful. Yeah, your shadows
hungrier.
long.
Yeah, gonna look
and
for
expose out
a
in
way
front of all
out.
of
Like
you.
maybe the explosion caused a hole that'll put
Okay,
us
good.
at least moving in the direction of where Sybil's gonna meet us with the van.
Beautiful.
Correct.
So you do not want to go out the way you came. You're looking for a new exit. Okay. Well, in
I
that
sure
case,
can.
could you give me
With pleasure. Stand by.
wits plus awareness?
Oh, yeah, that's
Or
really
actually,
good.
cancel that. Not
So-
awareness, investigation.
That is, that's 7 successes.
Hello. All right.
Oh my God. God bless. You find that in some of Serena's tunnels here, that there is literally an ulterior way through. She had panicked. The last she saw all of you, she was burning. The beast was at her back. She was fighting that primordial fear that all of you know well, especially Sybil. And in her panic, she went for one of the 2 tunnels. It seems that you found another, and you believe that this way looks, with some of the wind passage coming through this area and some of the things that you have an understanding of, there's just this
Follow
gut
me.
feeling in you that this might be
This
a
will
way
take us
out. So Raguel turns on a dime and extends out through the north of the facility, north of the laboratory, away from the stairs that Burrows was closest to, and steps a hand up into this tunnel. It's tight. By the time that you all start going through, and I assume we're all chasing after Raguel after this moment, it goes from standing height, which I think the tallest among you is Burrows. 6'2" for Burrows, I think. Yeah. So the tallest among you can stand for maybe the first 3 feet of stepping into this. And then it becomes this very tight cave divers, cave explorers body crawl through this escape tunnel that looks like Serena has made to her specifications. Now, the beautiful thing about being undead is that you really see no downside to breaking bones and to feeling all of this. For the most part, you'll be fine crawling through this area. It'll just be a tight.
How come we
tight
always end up
squeeze
on our
for your
hands and
bodies.
knees?
Could I get all of you
Not
to make
everyone.
athletic?
What if Jackie's 5'2"? Does that affect her?
You're having a lot easier of a time for sure, but it seems like this was a tight fit for Serena, who made the tunnels. You're definitely doing better than Burrows, who is so thankful he got rid of his gut with Lada, because it definitely would have caused some issues here. And you can feel the creaking of his older undead body. The vestiges of life before are barely clinging on to this physical exercise, but the spirit, the curse that keeps you all moving, has taken pity on Burrows' old body. But I need all of you to make athletics plus dexterity rolls to get out of here. To avoid
There's a
complications.
success with a 4 for me.
2 successes for Mel.
1 success for Burrows.
Two successes for Raguel.
Oh. Okay.
It's the Claymore.
Beautiful. You all are making progress. Burrows is the last. Yeah, the sword is getting in the way. The rubbing against the stones and everything. There's a lot of griping and grunting and pushing and these hefty movements of this broad-shouldered body. Burrows in his heyday was a damned attractive man. You can just tell by the way he holds himself, the way his body was built before all of the sandwiches. But it's not serving him here. And he is the last to come through. It's slow.
I'm probably
it's
asking for help
paced.
by the end of it.
I'm gonna,
Burrows,
I'm
I
gonna
need you to
grab
make
him by
one
the shoulders
final
too, but
stealth.
like mutter, "Suck it in, suck it
Yeah,
in."
stealth plus dexterity.
Stealth plus what?
Can I use prowess to help him?
Stealth plus dexterity.
What does that get me? Nothing?
Sure.
Okay, that's good.
We'll
That's
give
2
you
die.
an additional die here. We'll give you
That's
an
1
extra die here.
success.
Oh, beautiful. Okay. All right. There are, just as you are coming through, as your feet are just starting to enter the verticality of that escape tunnel, you begin to hear jackboots on the floor of the laboratory as this large boulder gets pushed aside, and there's a clatter as someone has entered the space. Now, the problem is, while they're here, you all need to keep climbing. And you can tell that they're sort of patrolling further into the laboratory, investigating this area. Could you let me get well, let me ask you this. Are all of you spiraling, going as fast as you can the second these jackboots land in? Are we stealthing? What's the activity as soon as these heavy footfalls
Low and
enter
slow,
the room?
I would say.
It's one person right now. From what you can tell.
Definitely. And I know Mal's shadow might be still covering, but I'm going to go ahead and roll at least a rouse check to activate Unseen Passage to make it harder.
Okay.
I don't have much of a choice. I feel like I'd be probably scrambling
Burrows,
a little bit.
anything
but
here?
At this point, if everyone's moving low and slow, he's gonna just have to keep up.
Okay. All right. I need a stealth check from Burrows then.
Oh.
You'll have another added die. Let's say we'll add 2 dice since you've got the shroud
You are
of
kind and
Mal
benevolent. That's a failure. Failure on the hunger die, right?
Failure.
Like when you see a skull.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, that's what we call bestial failure in this game. Good. Okay. You panic, Burrows. You were never made for this sort of place. You were never made for this sort of thing. The rest are so quiet. It's like you're not even in a tunnel with these people. Raguel, Mal, and Zakiya have all but disappeared. And now there's this bestial feeling of loneliness in this tunnel. And that voice in your mind goes, we need to get the fuck out of here, man. We don't need to be in here. We gotta run. We were made to run, baby. What are we doing in here? We're trapped. We need the open spaces, the open fucking spaces, man. And you start to sprawl, to freak out, to panic in these spaces. And you're just kicking rocks, man. You're making an abundant amount of noises, and that lack of breath is present, but it's not the breath that gives you away. It's your body clacking against these rocks as you try and fight the bedrock up to the foundation of the surface there. And you hear behind you, almost causing the sprawl to pause for a second, that those jackboots, low and slow, one patient step at a time, extend up to just below where your feet are. You can hear behind those feet that there are 4 more individuals coming down the stairs, you'd guess from preternatural sense, from the sound of those footfalls. But this one, low and slow, crouches and fits his head into the tunnel to stare up at you. You can see in the panic as you're staring down, Burrows, that you meet eyes with a pair of glowing irises. You think because the reflection of the flashlight holding in his hand illuminating the tunnel. And you meet eyes with this older individual, probably in his early 60s, powdered white hair, a very large, thick mustache, wiry glasses that fit around his ears. There is an open-throated white dress shirt that exposes a little bit of white chest hair peeking through. There is a badge on a long chain, a silver chain around his neck there. And you can see that his jacket is embroidered with the FBI, essentially, up front of the jacket itself. And the other boots behind him call into the room something that you can't hear. But this individual, who stays patient and watches your eyes, calls back into the room, "No, I think they got away." Burrows, do you have any action here?
Burrows was ready to let the team go, and he would just take the brunt of this and just kind of like charm his way out of, being arrested by the cops. But this person has just flipped the script on him. I think he probably looks at the guy for a solid 2 or 3 seconds, looks back up at the team, who I assume are still scrambling silently, and he's just gonna start going up himself in the hopes that the guy doesn't do anything. But he's certainly going to memorize that man's face and be looking for him again.
It seems as though he is doing the same with you, Burrows. Intent. He has not blinked. He's staring up at that tunnel. He watches you scramble. There is this patient, almost smile on his face. Not a smirk. He doesn't find this funny. It's like he's on the Discovery Channel. And he's watching as you climb up the tunnel. And eventually, Burrows, you reach to the top and then find this curve that the others have and join them on a plane where this individual does not see you. He peers the flashlight up for just a moment, but the second that you two can't make eyes with each other, you hear again, as you're scrambled over onto the top of that first plateau, the sound of his footsteps.
I think when I meet up with the
into
others, out of breath, I'm like, and the out of breath is just out of pretending that I was straining. But I say something like, one of them spotted me, but he basically let me go. He told the others he didn't see me. I don't know. I don't know if it was Inquisition or just someone on our side.
Why the fuck would the Inquisition let you go? From everything we've heard about them, there.
I don't know, because they're weird and they want to hunt us in their own special way. I don't know.
Maybe he
We can
thought he
talk
saw
about this later.
Elvis. And...
We can
I'm sorry?
absolutely talk about this later. We have got to go.
You guys spill out into the surface, up past the north of the shipping yard. You've basically, those tunnels fed into a ventilation system that then climbed back into the rubble of that broken down building. But the beautiful aspect of this is that there is a break from the ventilation system to the surface itself, where you can climb out onto the surface rather than going back into the building. And so you have afforded this perch, essentially, that has a view past the rubble onto what is 2 SWAT vans, one of which still has their squad of about 8 people in the rubble of the warehouse investigating the stairs down, and then 3 police cruisers and their associated pairs that are towards the parking gate on one side, and then 1 cruiser on the parking gate that was stopped by Jackie, essentially. You guys are out by this north gate. You can see that there is this wall that is maybe 18 feet high of that like industrial park, almost like plastic sheeting walls that they put together, just privacy walls, essentially. The top is impeded with barbed wire, but that's nothing for all of you. It's just a scale over this wall to meet up with Sybil on the other side. I'm going to require a simple athletics dexterity check from everyone involved. As long as we don't bestial fail, we should be fine.
Burrows is offering like a leg up to help folks. Athletics plus strength? Or dexterity?
Athletics plus strength for
That's one
for
success
Burrows,
for
since you're
Raguel.
launching people.
Yeah, I'm
Let's
gonna
get
spend a willpower.
athletics dexterity for everyone else. One success from
My
Raguel.
pool is not very
Okay.
big anyway.
Remember, you can spend willpower
Oh,
on things
okay.
that are not hunger dice.
Here for Mal.
2 successes
Hold on,
for Burrows.
I'm doing
2
it.
successes
I'm
for
burning
Mal.
willpower really
Jackie,
quick.
what you got?
Re-rolling. One more regular and two successes now.
Okay, cool. You guys all managed to scramble over the wall, peeking up over the barbed wire, and doing so quick enough, hopefully, that the police are not aware of what you're doing. You guys are lightning fast. You use the tunnels. They're not expecting you on the north side, especially after whoever it was down there gave you all the clear. And it seems that you've peeked over the side and find parked in a haphazard diagonal in a cul-de-sac on the north side is the circus van. And as you pull up, Sybil hops out of the driver's seat and throws open the back passenger doors for all of you.
Yeah, we all ready?
Yeah.
Hop in
Okay.
and drive
See you all.
out. Sybil, let me ask you, are you driving as though
I
you just
am-
caused a domestic explosion?
I am. I'm not super concerned for the speed limit, but it is also middle of the night in Vegas, so I'm driving like people drive in the middle of the night in Vegas.
I want to say probably.
Okay, cool. Give me a drive plus.
Go ahead. Tell
Go
them
ahead.
what to roll, and I'll mention what's going on
Burrows?
after.
Okay. Excellent.
Drive
I think it
plus
kind of
stealth.
feels a little bit like in Reservoir Dogs when the one character gets shot in the stomach and they're all just kind of yelling in the car. I mean, Burrows is definitely
Yeah.
like, what the hell happened? How the hell did Niles end up like this? And he's looking to everybody for answers.
Sybil is trying to be like, wow, that was a really good, everyone did a really good job. And I think that's one mission down. And
Niles is
Fighting.
crispy. How is that a good job?
we all made it back into the van.
Does anyone happen to have like a blood bag at all?
They don't feed that way. That's the problem.
Fuck. Really?
Niles is
Yes.
gonna look eye Burrows for just saying that out loud so casually.
This is not the time to be casual. You look like a burnt marshmallow.
Niles, do you need to eat?
I look at Raguel half burnt, like, what do you think?
I will offer my wrist.
Ooh, please
Look
don't,
through the rearview mirror.
please don't do this.
Yeah, Burrows remembers the last time he did that, and it was quite violent.
Not,
I am choosing to trust.
Niles, after everything that you've been through, the second that Salubrian wrist is exposed in the center of the circus van, it's hard enough for everyone else in this van to think of anything but what is thrumming behind that wrist, what is capable, the sap that is stuck in this tree. Sybil, it distracts your driving for a moment. It is so
right
enticing.
now.
But for you, Niles, what are
I-
you sitting at hunger-wise? Yeah. Before we
I'm at
do our
hunger
little
3.
crazy aggravated
Oh.
rouse checks and we have to decide all that. At hunger 3, it's
Uh-oh.
really difficult to say no.
Are we still?
Oh,
We're
let's
good,
hold.
guys. I'm
We
just
lost Sergio
resetting
for a
my
second.
camera.
Oh, there's Sergio. We're back. Okay. Got it. Okay. Niles, at Hunger 3, it's really difficult to say no to this offering as Raguel exposes their wrist in the center of the circus van. You guys are jostling and hitting the windows, but the one clear thing is this wrist sitting in the center
I
of
think,
all
yeah,
of
I
you
think
people.
Niles has just kind of dialed in, and now is just staring at Raguel's wrist that he's offered, and they're leaning in. They're trying to not, because they don't want to feed like this, but it's just like captivating it just sitting there. And Niles is, I don't think Niles has a choice but to try to take a bite out of that.
Dine and drive.
Tell me what this looks like, guys.
Yeah, Raguel just he knows what's about to happen. He knows the risks he's taking based on the lessons he's received from Okur and how prized and treasured their blood is. But seeing that Salubri empathy, man, seeing Niles in such a state, he's willing to take the risk, and he's going to put his trust in the others to pull them off of him. Wink, wink, guys. If this goes south, so.
I'm ready to go with my knife to my hand, just so you know, because I can also put like corrosive things on my blood, so I can probably, if need be, burn if they go too far.
Well, I will say,
Just ready
Jackie
on my hand,
holds
just in
this
case.
knife.
So you
close
were
to
only a
their
hunger
chest
3, right?
there, just in case.
Niles, okay. So it's only at 4 or more that it's a hunger frenzy test, so that's good at least.
It's nice, but it's kind of like a way when like a cat's like eyes start to like widen when Niles goes, and just I'll probably grab Raguel a little bit rougher than I intend to be, but I just take a bite and I try to be gentle, but it rarely becomes gentle when it comes to Niles and feeding.
There is a strange power that takes over the circus van, where all of you feel like you're watching something you're not supposed to be, like you're in someone's bedroom, like you're witnessing something that you weren't invited to. The way that Niles eats is animalistic. It's savage for a moment, but it's also nourishing, and it is this moment of partaking in watching something you wish was happening to you, and the inherent mixed feelings of almost mutual attraction of all in this van, as all of you parasites witness the host take form, and you slake thirst. Niles.
Okay.
Niles will take you down to 1. It is impossibly hard to pull off. Raguel, do you make any attempts to pull Niles from your wrist?
Oh.
Trusting them to do so.
Or are you trusting them to do so?
I'm gonna be honest, that this probably will not be the first time I've seen something like this. I may interfere, especially if it's going on a little too long, really quickly.
I kind of want to say,
Niles, do you have enough foresight to let... Okay.
I just want to say, I think like
Go for it, Burrows.
Jackie probably knows, Burrows probably knows when to pull them off, but Burrows also knows what a fucking pain in the ass Niles is feeding is. And so like there's also a part of him that's like, just let them get as much as they possibly can so that we don't have to worry about this for a little while. So like I think maybe even Burrows like grabs Jackie's hand at one point. It's like, hold, and then eventually we
I'll
both
hold.
work to peel her off of him.
All right, I'm gonna.
Mal. Oh, sorry.
No.
Okay.
Oh, Mal's just tipped their head backwards on the back seat and is trying to look at the ceiling and not be involved.
So Burrows and Jackie, like you're herding animals, like you're dealing with exotic pets. You're letting the predator get as much prey before you have to house them off. Could I get a strength plus athletics from you, Burrows? And then with
Gotcha.
the threat of that knife there, could I get a dexterity plus melee from you, Jackie? This is all just to bring Niles out of the whites
I
of those
have
eyes.
2 success.
Let's see. Hold on. I have. Okay, that's 3 successes after spending a
2
willpower.
successes. Okay. Comes down to Burrows with With a combined 5 successes between the two of you, you are capable in Niles' weak state, especially touching at some of that charred flesh, which causes a surge of the beast inside of you, Niles, to remember what's happened to you. You're wrenched free from Raguel before you are put to your own test.
Cool. I think,
But you
as soon
do
as
manage to
finally,
slake it down to
when I
1.
get pulled off of Raguel, there's like a moment where, like a dog refusing to give away a bone, where Niles feels like they want to like lunge back and take just a little bit more, but seeing like the concerned looks of everybody else inside this truck, I think Niles just kind of like tries to wipe as much vitae as they can off their face and tries to like push themselves back into a corner, and not look at anybody, and try to like take a moment, a beat to get back to their normal state.
Raguel, there's an immense pain in your wrist as it pulls forward. And you all have seen kindred feed before. You feed every night. You know what it looks like. Typically, there's just those 2 fangs left over. And in experience, kindred can even lick those closed as though to never be found for what you've done. But here, Raguel, it's almost as though you've been bit by a feral dog. There are teeth marks and wrenches of your dead flesh that have been ripped out, to which Niles is now feeling in the in-betweens of their teeth. You have an open wound on your wrist.
Burrows, kind of separates them. He's got one hand on Raguel, one hand on Niles. Can he just take... He's just curious about this vitae thing. He just wants to take a little thumb amount of wipe of vitae. All right, it was separated, and he's just going to lick it off his thumb. He's just curious to what it tastes like. Does it give him a rush like blood, or is it different?
No, that's...
Give me
That's Salubri
an
investigation. That hits
plus
different. That hits
resolve.
different.
My
Or actually-
God.
yeah.
What
This is
did
why-
you-
I love when it's chaotic.
Yeah.
So investigation plus resolve.
Investigation,
All right, that's 3
resolve.
dots in resolve and nothing
Resolve.
in investigation. It's all vibes.
Oh,
Burrows.
vibes.
That's
That's
0
a-
successes.
Holy shit.
Oh,
Okay.
sweet Christ.
0 successes. Okay. Am I still having
I think
some
it
lag?
might
Should I
be
come
me,
out and come back in
unfortunately. I
before
can't
we
quite
continue?
tell.
Or?
We could just give it a test, though, Caleb. If you do want to
Okay.
jump back in real quick, it might help.
Okay. We can
Okay,
prep
I'll be
really
right
quickly
back.
while
I'll tell
he's
you
Yeah.
exactly what Salubri
Most
blood
Alright.
does.
Make sure
All the people to
everybody's
eat
safe.
from.
Okay.
Rule,
that
no
was-
eating in the van.
I'm gonna have. Okay. Does anyone have a belt?
Yes.
I have an.
Finding Salubri blood now. We're gonna hit it
We're
like
ready.
Are you gonna
I
think we're
tourniquet
good.
his arm?
I'm gonna
Let's
have to
tap that shit.
I'm gonna tie this motherfucker to a seat. We're gonna have to tie
Somebody
him down.
get the spoon. Okay.
Who are we tying down?
Arnold, like funnel.
Everyone.
Burrows, are you making this obvious to Raguel that you're just sipping his blood, or is this like a hey?
My intention was to not be obvious. It was kind of like a hey, in the middle of all this nonsense, I'm just going to wipe this blood off my mouth.
Do we
you know?
think, are you paying enough attention, Raguel, that you would pick up
just a
on this?
stain.
Is this something we want to make a contested roll, or do we just want it to happen
Clean the
and we
schmutz
see it
off.
or we don't see it?
I don't
I'm
really
good with
care if he sees.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. I didn't think Burrows did, but I wanted to make sure.
Yeah.
Burrows,
Your blood, bro.
you've done a lot of drugs in your life. You've seen a lot,
A lot of prescription narcotics. Let's be specific here, okay?
baby. Okay, I'm just saying.
Did Caleb come
Burrows
back?
is.
Oh no.
Oh
Yes,
no!
he did,
Am I
honey.
invisible?
Oh, I don't see him.
Should I come back in?
Oh, weird. That's because now I can see him.
I
yeah,
see
just
you.
one
Yeah.
more.
You want
One
me to
more time,
refresh?
folks.
Maybe we take a break.
Yeah,
Since
we
we're at
can
the
take
hour
our
mark.
5-minute break.
Yeah.
One
Okay.
hour.
We'll be right
One
back
more
to solve all
time.
these problems.
I'll tell you for
All right.
real. We need to start calling our breaks torpor. I really like that. Coming out of torpor. Okay. Hello. Welcome back. Burrows, you've done a lot of drugs. You've seen a lot of thrills. You've had a lot of experiences. You've tasted just about everything that you could taste. In fact, you're a man of taste. This is what your life is about. But God, if this doesn't feel like mainlining adrenaline, mainlining pleasure, mainlining the greatest feelings you've ever had. It tastes like coming home. It tastes like sex for the first time. It feels like the first time somebody ever told you they loved you. It's being together with your favorite person. It's doing the thing you never thought you'd do. You're skydiving. You're living. You're breathing. It's maybe the closest you felt to being alive since you died. And God, if it isn't just coming from your friend.
Yeah, that's awkward. I think he tries to like hide it, he tries to act cool. And then, like has like a full body orgasm reaction to it. And I think he's like, sorry, Raguel. He just kind of like moves over to the far side of the van, just like totally not expecting that.
And that voice pipes up inside of you, Burrows. We need some more of that. We need to get some more of that. You think you give us some more? Hey, he's got enough going around. Let's pass it around the fucking van, man. Let's see how freaky this shit could get.
Burrows tries to ignore that voice.
And it is palpable. The whole car can feel it. The whole car can find themselves looking a little harder at Ethan than anyone expected to. It's difficult. The blood is in the air. You can smell it. There's chum in the shark tank. And all of you are having trouble concentrating on anything other than the Salubri. Sybil, make a drive plus dexterity roll.
Okay.
Get another bestial failure.
That's 3 successes.
3 successes. With 3 successes, you realize that you've been driving far too close to the sidewalk. And at the last second, you pull free from hitting a street lamp dead on. As your mind drifts from looking back at the Salubri to onto the road, and you narrowly avoid all of you entering a car accident, which I've been told at speeds of 40 miles per hour or more are fatal for mortals. Something to keep in mind. I didn't know that until a couple of years ago.
You're never gonna give up on that, are you?
I think about it all the time. Anytime that I'm driving a car that goes faster than 40 miles per hour, I think this could kill me. This could be Delta. This could be Delta Green.
Found a lot.
Anyways, you narrowly avoid a car accident, and the snap of that circus car sending you all sort of lurching into the sides of the panel van bring you snapped out of the reality of focusing on Raguel there. Burrows, you did not slake enough hunger in order to be tempted by a frenzy test with Raguel, and Niles is under the unique opportunity of being stopped by both you and Jackie. So for this one individual moment, I'm going to forego the frenzy checks that go with slaking your thirst on Salubri. But this is your last warning. Drinking this again, and you will be susceptible to every single frenzy test available, especially considering that Niles has slaked 3 thirsts on Salubri, meaning that they would have been subjected to 3 separate frenzy checks. Something to consider for later.
So much fun, yes.
Raguel, you pull down your sleeve, realizing that you basically made yourself lunch to all of these people in this psychosexual, predatory feeding session in the back of a circus transport van. Probably not the first in Vegas, if we're being honest, but we make it work. This is the end of our police chase, as it seems as you're driving off into the city, you have somehow made it out without being perceived by the police. Except, of course, for the individual peeking his head into that tunnel, which, of course, will be explained at a later date. The night is yours. What's our next move in Vegas? Are we retiring for this night and moving on to our next, or is there more to be done tonight?
somebody remind me how we get Niles to look less like a burnt marshmallow and more like how he used to.
They need to sleep.
Time.
What about Vitae? Are they good for now with Vitae, or?
Oh, they're good.
All right. Well, let's find a nice, comfortable spot for Niles to relax, and we can go back to the club.
I have a guest bedroom, if that helps.
Okay.
Church has space.
Yeah, those.
Sybil.
I have a place off the grid to most people, except for fucking Greece, apparently.
I thought you were done with
No.
that creep.
Not until he's dead, and I'm working on it.
Okay.
All right. Well, that's fine. Let's get him. Let's get him to Sybil's. We'll lay low, but I'm glad we got out of there altogether. But how the hell did it go so bad? How did Niles? Why was Niles down there when that thing exploded?
I was fighting Tiago. I thought we had more time in the building.
We need freaking walkie-talkies next time, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think that'll work, as I point to Mal.
That's
Fair.
Sorry. I mean, if you want to send me off on my own for shit, that's fine. You just won't know where I am or what I'm doing or if things are happening.
Maybe
So,
we can get you a
same kind of
carrier. I think we should get you a carrier pigeon.
yo, does Spoons want to be a carrier pigeon? Turning to Niles.
I think Spoons has other things to be doing.
Sure.
Who's Spoon?
Oh, Know-It-All doesn't know everything. That's fun. That's nice.
Again, Spoons is a friend of mine.
You'll meet him eventually.
Maybe.
What time is it, Caleb?
It is closing on 2 in the morning.
Okay. How long would it take? Well, how long would it take to get to Little Vegas for Raguel?
You're in the right place for it right now. You're in Sloan. The access tunnels are really close, maybe 15 minutes.
Yeah, Raguel will speak up. He says, maybe we stay the night in Little Vegas. We bring by the computer, the hard drive, get
We
Bugsy's
do-
guys working
yeah.
on it.
We do need Bugsy to take a look at all this.
I'll go with that.
We're in the neighborhood.
One night I can do.
That's all I'll ask.
I'm gonna just be. Jackie's gonna probably just be. How much is Raguel still bleeding, like covered up? Because if that's the case, I'm gonna make sure to kind of lean away from him.
Yeah, how does that work, Caleb?
The vitae itself doesn't flow like blood, right?
Got it.
It's,
Yeah.
it's sicker to. It's closer to like sickly tar, like oil almost. And so the smell is definitely still evident because all of you have preternatural senses, but at the most part, it's not free flowing, and it should be covered by your clothes probably. So
Okay.
enticing enough, but not so much that it should be an extended issue now that we've already had the feeding.
Sounds good. Yeah.
Go to the
So-
back of the van. Go to the back of the van. Just go to the back. Just go to the back.
Okay. Okay. All right. I'm going. I'm
Away
going.
from
I'm going.
Niles.
I'm going.
It's still like being in the middle of a club, in the same way that you can always smell everyone else's perfume and the like clogged air of the place, and it always kind of smells like sex.
The window.
Second that feeding took on, this whole place reeks of it. But so we're driving off to Little Vegas is the plan? Okay.
I think so.
There are a series of like access routes, small little roads that extend out into the desert that we go left of, and eventually arrive at one of the access tunnels that leak into the underground flood system and sewer system to Las Vegas. And those abandoned flood tunnels, are the best route to get to the moles, the Nosferatu of Las Vegas, who run Little Vegas. It is another trudge through the sludge and shit underneath the city. Jackie's first. Smell is abysmal, but at least it hides the temptation that sits in Raguel's blood. And of course, there are many invasive eyes from the homeless population, the unhoused individuals that live down here and work for the moles. But eventually you arrive at a very large arched door that Brontes works every night, letting people into Little Vegas. And you see all of the paraphernalia from the broken down, lost pieces of the old casinos of Las Vegas that make up this place. And the broken, half-stilted neon that flashes like strobe lights from all of the advertisements. They let you in, of course, and you're back to the central dome of Little Vegas, where the high roller tables are, the broken down old slot machines that have been rigged over by the Nosferatu and made to work again, with basically a juvenile version of the Shreknet to recreate new programs and coding based off kindred needs. There's a bar serving blood and alcohol in equal measure, and there's an equal amount of I wouldn't say equal, I'm sorry, I'm going to take that back. There's about a 2/3 unhoused population to a 1/3 Nosferatu population, which gets you to thinking about how they keep the Masquerade down here as well as they do, with as many of these individuals having an understanding of what happens down here. But it seems that it works for them. But there are plenty of kindred down here, and Little Vegas is yours.
Yeah, gonna go make a beeline, I guess, for, obviously checking in and saying hi to Brontes.
Brontes, that big, ugly brute sitting at the gate, is happy as always to see all of you. Big, dumb, and slow. He basically just grunts at you, Raguel, when you say hello. He's, 6'5" and above, big, bulky, fat in places, but the sort of fat that looks like a world-class bodybuilder, like someone who chucks trees. And in the center of his face is this coagulated, broken eye that is milky and bloodshot and lost, almost like a goat's eye where the iris is sort of split. And the center of his nose has essentially eradicated and the skin there gone, so that this sort of mass of tumorous flesh has bridged the two eyes together into this monocular sight. And you can never really tell if Brontes can actually see you with that going on, but he's always aware of where you are, and lumbering behind all of you.
Are we walking into Bugsy's room, or are we closer to him?
You're sort of in the grand proper. There's a big industrial staircase in the center that spirals up to basically what everyone calls the house, where Bugsy watches on everything going on. So consider you're in the middle of a casino, not yet in the chairman's office.
As we're heading to that spiral staircase, before we start going up it, Burrows is going to stop Sybil almost kind of rudely, hand on clavicle, stopping them from proceeding. And he's just going to, he's got this face almost as if he's kind of started putting something together. And he just says to Sybil, "You were in charge of the explosive. You going to take charge of Niles, make sure that she gets better?"
Yes, I will.
That's all I wanted to hear.
Are you okay?
From what? From the whole thing? Yeah, I'm good. I mean, I stayed far away enough from the fire.
Yeah, the fire, but also the Raguel, the little shiver, all that?
Yeah, I'm gonna be fine. I mean, it just fucking hit me like a freight train. I've never experienced that.
Okay.
Is that
Okay.
what the queers feel when they start feeling something about when they realize that they've got feelings for somebody? I don't know. It's a weird thing.
Jack is gonna cackle, walk off for a second.
Burrows, I think if you feel it, chase it. And this is a safe space.
I don't think it's smart to be suggesting that I chase after what I tasted earlier.
I don't know. Maybe not literally, but you went there by yourself. So I think maybe you're supposed to be there.
I was curious. He just stops. He just stops talking.
Mm-hmm. That's how we all start.
You all, I assume we're working towards Bugsy. Is there anything else we want to do in Little Vegas? Is anyone gambling? Is anyone going to the bar?
I'm going to get some blood.
Okay. You go to the bar, you get some blood. It's a good place for both of you as baggers. Really fresh bagged blood. It still has that disgusting freezer burn, fresh from the cold taste to it, unfortunately, but it's as good as you can get. Definitely better than your own supply, and they serve it in these gauche little martini glasses that don't look nearly as cleaned as you would like them, given that they're coming from a sewer. But the bar itself is looking great. The neon is shooting up overhead, and you can see there's a lot of happening people here. Plenty of kindred. You see Dharma off in a booth by herself with that mask on her face, and she's discussing with two other masked Nosferatu individuals in a booth. Both of them sort of arm in arm, and the two on either side are picking at these scabs that she has on her sides and almost peeling them like they're sacred, and then collecting them in this jewelry box and closing the cap after each new scab is peeled from Dharma's sides. And they seem to be in very good spirits. But the two of you get a blood bag that slakes enough for one hunger each. So consider yourself one hunger lower. Anyone else for Little Vegas, or the rest of us going to Bugsy?
I will get I turn to Jackie. You still have the hard drive for the computer?
As I sip my martini glass, maybe like, just like lift it up.
Thank you.
Niles, Mal, Burrows, and Raguel go up to Bugsy's steps. If you guys would like to join them after the drinks, I would allow that too. We'll assume we all go up there. It's that spiral staircase we've been up before. Brontes escorts you once you get to the start of the stairs, assuming from the beginning that this was what you were here for, and he's been instructed to take you up immediately. And you are taken up, you're taken through into that main office. There's that black and white diagonal checkered tile that sits out on the bottom of this place. They obviously put in themselves. It is this garish casino hall that overlooks. There's a million security cameras up on tube TVs that sit up over his massive wooden desk in the center. And in what you assume is a custom chair, considering his girth, is one of the fattest men you've ever seen in your life. This elephantitis affected, big blubbered individual that is almost green of skin, greened and yellowed. He has this big bulbous, you can't decide whether it's a cyst, a tumor, or some sort of cancerous growth, but it is almost a sack of water and pus that exists in almost like a wet trash bag that sits on his shoulder above masses of his big cheesed rolls in his neck. He's got so many warts and calluses, and at some places horns, that extend out from his head, like skin tags that have overgrown. His eyes are a gross, milky yellow, and he's extended out in this fat, extenuated position where he's wearing this tuxedo that it barely fits him. At pieces where he's spilling out or his fat has broken the seams or whatever it may be. He's dressed to the nines, but he's really a one. Bugsy is across the table, and he has 2 cigars and 1 meaty collection of fingers that he is smoking one and then holding the other and then circulating essentially. But as you all come in, he throws up his big fat arms and you can see the turkey fat sort of wobble under his arms. He says, "Hey, I haven't seen you pieces of shit in a while. Come on in, come on in."
Hey.
Hey, Bugsy.
Hello, Raguel, and the misfits, the what are you people calling yourselves? The next generation, right? The engine. It's quite the fucking name for yourselves, right? Next generation of fuck-ups from what everybody is saying, right?
It's a matter of perspective.
Oh, yeah, it's always a matter of perspective for people who are doing the wrong thing, huh? I don't know you, though, and he points in at Jackie. You got a new member.
Jackie's going to extend her hand out to him. Like, Jackie Santana.
He takes your hand, he pulls you in if you allow it, and he reaches over this big heft of his big fat body to kiss at the top of your hand. Oh, I've been hearing about somebody coming to town, and I'm wondering if maybe you fit the part. You wouldn't happen to be part of the judicial system, would you?
Oh, sadly. What did you say earlier? The bacon's here? Yeah, a little bit. Oink, oink.
It's not often that we get a visit from someone as important as you and your stature. It's good that Las Vegas has you on the books. What's your name?
Name's Jackie.
Jackie. Oh, look at you, darling. Beautiful.
Very kind.
All right.
Yeah.
Jackie, if you need anything during your stay here in Las Vegas, hell, if you just want to know about the ins and outs of this place, I want you to know you got a full invite to this parlor, babe.
Well, you know what? I'm so happy you said that. And just to show good faith and all that, I actually want to present you something. And Jackie's going to go ahead and take out laptop, but also the tears to show like the evidence, and kind of take the amulet and let it like hang and drop and be like, I believe you wanted us to handle, person who was messing with your people. And
oh, you're kidding. Look at all of you. Man, for the way they talk about you, I didn't think you were capable of doing anything. But you're telling me that
sometimes.
You're telling me that you guys took care of them, that the Saints' tears, it's all done. You found out who was doing this?
Yeah.
So what's the story?
They had a Lamia working for him, producing the shit. It all ties back
snakes.
to yeah. Have you heard of the Sinclair Foundation?
That's a name I don't know. No, I haven't heard them. If they're around, they're new.
That's the next rung in the ladder. Jackie found this hard drive. There was what did you say, Jackie? There's a program on there that you couldn't crack?
unfortunately, it already started to delete itself. Thankful, I did pull it in time. Hopefully there's still something in there. And I was told, because, you and you guys know everything, might be a way to get in and try to at least find something.
Well, if anyone can, it'll be my people. Leave the hard drive with me. Least I could do, I'll get you set up with somebody that can take a look. We'll talk about that in a moment. So this Lamia, she's dead. She was working with this Sinclair individual. And they were selling the Saints Tears?
Well, it was this Lamia, who I believe was named Serena, working with this guy named Tiago, who was a gangbanger kindred. They were distributing, and we found some correspondence saying it was part of, it ties back to the Sinclair Foundation. It was the front for this whole thing, led by a guy named Ezra Sinclair. That's the next rung on the ladder.
Okay.
Mal's been circling in the back, but as soon as he says Ezra Sinclair, they stop.
Do we have any idea why this Ezra Sinclair guy would want to hit me? Did you find out why they're doing this to me?
We're going to, because this all ties into something much bigger, Bugsy. You know why this group was persona non grata for a little bit.
That I do. I've heard quite a bit about all of you, and while paying the price of your two friends there was penance, I don't think your days of paying back are over. We've been told to go a little easier on all of you if you can prove worthy. But yeah, all of you are shit stains on the Camarilla right now.
Let's just say that operation tied into something much bigger that wants to let something loose in this city.
I'll take you being deliberately obtuse as a show that our trust hasn't reached that level, and I won't pretend to act like we're there yet. I get it. You got cards that stay close to the vest.
Honestly, Bugsy, it's to protect you more than anything else.
Hey, I've been here a long fucking time. I've seen every version of Las Vegas. I don't need any protecting from the Meadows.
Raguel kind of looks at the group and is like, how detailed do I, like, what do I say?
It's better you keep it for a day you feel like telling me. But in the meantime, we're a step closer, and if you're promising to find out why somebody did this to me, then I'm going to continue being good to all of you. Here's the situation. The hard drive I'm going to help you with, but that's not actually an assistance to you. That's assisting me, too. I'm not going to sit here and make you pay for me jerking off. It's a bad system. You completed this for me. I've been good to you in the past. I'm going to continue to be good to you the best I can because I don't got a lot of friends down here in this shit. So consider what you've done to have earned yourself a major boon. You've done a great justice to the mole people of Las Vegas, and I want to see to it that Little Vegas pays you back. So you all get together and you kiss in a big circle and you hold each other real tight and you find out what this boon means for you. And when you got an answer, you come back and we'll talk, okay?
You got it.
There is one more thing I just wanted to bring up.
Yeah?
On our way out, somebody saw me. FBI, I don't know what he was, somebody official. But instead of saying something, instead of reacting to me, he lied. Told his comrades that he didn't see us. Let us get away. Who in this town would be up for something like that?
Ah, fuck. I'm gonna be real with you. This is a level of information we find out just recently when Prince came to town, essentially. But I've been keeping it close to vest because, well, I like to be the only one that knows shit around here. But if he ID'd you, it's something you ought to know about too. You all know about the prince who died, yes? Arthur Cost, the old hag, my old boss. Man who actually knew what the Nosferatu were good for in this city. When he died, it caused ripples. Not just in those fucking cowboys you've been talking to on the north side of town, but in the world at large, okay? Prince never dies easy. They die slow. They die in memory. And Arthur Cost was a big fucking prince. He ran this place for a long time for a good reason. And he had been a lot of other places before he ended up here. And that fucking piece of shit from New Orleans out there doesn't know nearly enough about this place to start talking in the same way Cost did. But I digress. I'm an old fuck. I'm bitter. When Cost died, Ellis made such a fucking stink of it all. Killing Cost in broad daylight. As close as we get to. In the middle of the fucking street. On the strip in a no-kill zone. About 100 people, maybe more, watched a man turn to dust in the middle of the fucking street. That causes a level of interest and violation in a city like this. And it causes some very particular individuals to come to the front. I think you may have had a run-in with the one calling the shots in this city. I don't know him. Not yet. The rumor is that the DSI has sent in 2 agents to investigate Vegas. They think they know that us blank bodies are here and here en masse. They want to take down the organization.
Second Inquisition.
Wait, how the fuck did Ellis get away with killing the prince in so many Masquerade violations and treaty violations? Why the fuck does he get to get away with it and he's still the fucking...
I like that, Second Inquisition has seen my face, and what you're worrying about is something that has nothing to do with the current situation, Mal.
Okay, look, I'm worried about you too, dude, but like, this is part of the problem, is that these old motherfuckers who think that they can get away with breaking all their own fucking rules, and then no consequences come from them, and all the little shits like us get the SI on us? What the fuck?
You gotta remember that Ellis doesn't play by any rules. He's an anarchy. They make their own. The Camarilla will make rules that institute themselves across centuries so that we can stay in power. We use the system. The anarchs have power because they have no system. The second you think you know the rules, they just tell you they've changed them. Listen, he was trying to upheave the city so he could take it back for himself. If he would have won, or if he still thinks he's trying to win, he would have taken this whole city. It wouldn't matter if SI came through because he would have been the one in charge, and he thinks he would have done something different. The same way that you think you'd do something different by not letting the SI into this city. Everybody in their fucking world thinks that they would be a better leader than the guy before them. That's why the best ones don't actually want to lead. But none of us actually feel that way. We're grubby. We're fat. We're greasy, baby. You gotta admit that about yourself, or you're never gonna get anywhere. Cost died in the middle of the street because Ellis made it possible. And somebody else is going to make the next one possible, and somebody else is going to make them possible. We're all just cutting each other's heads off. You got to get used to it. But if the SI saw you, kid, you're in for a lot more fucking hell than you think.
Shit. I'm going to have to go down to our friend. I'm going to have to get a facelift or something.
You going to put more plastic surgery on that fucking body?
I do think Burrows makes note of the connection that Ellis, his new best friend, is basically responsible for the situation that the city is in, and that is a complication.
Mm-hmm. I wish you luck, especially since you got Champagne Budanesca and the SI now on your doorstep.
Just pile it on. I work good under pressure.
You're a real prime target, and I'm sure the prince isn't too happy about how everything went down, so unless you start sucking his cock, I don't see much changing for you. But, hey, that's the price of doing business.
Thanks, Bugsy.
Of course. So, here's the situation, moving forward. On our business, you have our major boon, and to work on that hard drive, I'm going to set you up with one of our best on the Shreknet. But this can't get out. Me letting you in here through the door, letting Vegas know that Shreknet is still up, still using that shit, could get us in a lot of trouble. Especially with what this guy's doing. So if this gets out to anybody and I find out, you're not going to have to worry about Pudanesca. You're not going to have to worry about the SI. You're not going to have to worry about a whole lot.
You're about the closest thing to an ally we got, so
hey, fucking
don't
man,
worry
make that last, baby. Let's take this thing to the moon. I want to see the surface again. So, there's a hacker we got here among the moles. His name is PDF. You're going to go find him on the floor of Little Vegas. He's out in the bungalows, past where you found your first victim to the Saints' Tears. He's going to get you onto the Shreknet, and if you give him the hard drive, he'll tell you what you need to get into it. For all I am, I'm more on the spying side than I am the typing side. I never really got past the typewriter, so I'd help you myself, but he's going to be a lot better. And then, just think about what I owe you. We're square.
Absolutely.
All right? Beautiful, beautiful. Don't die. Fuck off. He risks you out.
It was lovely to meet you.
Jackie takes that hand and he kisses it again, and it's just his lips are far too wet for something this dead. And he makes direct eye contact with you, Jackie. Jackie, you're not gonna find a whole lot of people who have been here longer than I have. Something to think about. I
already was just thinking, what a great potential friendship and partnership the Nosferatu and the Banu Hakim might have.
You want to be friends, Jack?
Oh.
You got to take me to dinner.
Well, if you ever want, I do have a private home that if you ever want to just sneak up through the sewers in the basement, we can always...
It's been a while since I saw the moonlight. Maybe it'd be nice.
You let me know.
I'll talk to Brontes, see if we can make it happen. If not, I may say send Dharma in my stead. It's been a while since I walked.
Regardless, I will return at a later time. You take care. And
sure thing.
Mal's been kind of doing that thing where you hover by a teacher's door, where you're like, I don't want to come in, but I want to talk to you. I don't know if anyone else did that in high school, of like, I want to hang out, but also I don't want to bother you. So I think Mal's just kind of circling the shadows as everyone leaves and is the last out.
You know you can hide in those shadows if you really try hard enough.
Yeah. I wasn't trying.
Well, then you ought to tell me what you want.
You don't know the name Ezra?
No. Should I?
I don't see any reason for you to. I just wanted to check.
Do you know the name Ezra now?
Yeah, might.
Is there something you and I need to know? Together?
Sure, keeping secrets hasn't done me any favors so far. It's not really anyone's secret but my own. It's my sire.
Lasombra. Your sire's trying to fuck me.
Yeah, it seems that way. He's also trying to fuck me though, so... Enemy of my enemy. I want him dead much as you do, maybe more.
Okay. And you can prove that?
Prove what?
That you don't want me dead.
Only people I care about, people, not us people, are in his sights.
I could look into him. If it's going to be mutually beneficial for both of us. Where are you from now?
Flagstaff. I was in Colorado for a bit, now I'm here.
You know people in both Flagstaff and Colorado?
Not anyone I can talk to in Flagstaff. Probably. Well, and they think back to Willow. Yeah, no one I can talk to in Flagstaff. Colorado, maybe got a couple.
Where did he
He's been
turn you?
sending Flagstaff.
Okay.
He's been sending folks to the city. Won't come himself. I can't leave the city, so we see where our issue lies.
I see. I'll keep this in mind. I'll take a look into things. I'll let you know if anything shakes loose. I'm gonna look into who you are, Mel.
Oh boy, yeah. I mean, there's not much to find. Nowhere.
If there's anything you don't want me to know, I'm gonna know it.
Nowhere little shithead becomes another nowhere little shithead. Not much to find, like I said.
Okay, kid. Listen, I'll look. Expect a call if I find anything.
If you need a thing, I can sneak places. I'm not saying we're making a partnership or anything, but as you said, I'm not going to make you pay for me jerking off.
Good, you're learning. You can keep that one if you like. Comes in handy.
Yeah. Well, you're the only primogen I respect in this fucking city so far, so.
Hey, there's a lot more. Get to know them. Some of them are better than you think. The worst thing a Camarilla has is a first impression.
They're not great at second ones either. You're the only one that's passed that test, so. All right, I figured it was important for you to know, so.
As you're leaving, Bugsy calls after you. I just want you to know this is almost contractual. If you do anything that speaks for your sire and not for me, I'm gonna know what you are. Just keep it in mind. Okay, Mel. And he kind of slaps his desk like meeting over.
Yeah. Mal just kind of stands there for a second, considers their choices. Maybe not the best, but when have they ever made a good choice? Maybe this one's a good one. Always worth a try. And they follow the group.
Good. Group's out on the balcony outside of Little Vegas. You guys are looking down on the casino, standing next to Brontes, who grunts next to you. What's the move now?
You're on mute.
Raguel, you are muted.
I love you all so much. Thank you for letting me know. I would have kept talking. Raguel will look to the coterie, but specifically to Sybil and Burrows. What do you think about telling them about the door?
Oh.
I don't know. Every time we tell somebody, some new shit happens. I really think it's time to let that door go or deal with it on our own. I don't know.
I think Burrows is right. We should save it until we need it. If we have any new information, then yeah. But we're already on his good side.
I will agree. If we're going to tell anybody, it's going to be Bugsy.
It's going to be him. And
but it's just a hell of a thing. We just gotta. I think we learned from last season. We need to keep our cards close to our chest.
Well, that's the thing is he might be inclined to do something urgent or not in our best interest with that information, and that would burn the boon right up.
That's fair. Okay. Thank you.
Since we're all in a talking mood, I guess we do have to address something, man. Now that Bugsy's made it clear, I got the Second Inquisition and I got the Puttanescas on my ass. I'm hotter than when you take a bunch of uppers. I mean, I'm not in a good place. I mean, we might need to consider either I step away or we prioritize solving these problems.
Well, the SI isn't a problem until it's a problem. We don't even know where to hit them, and that's not a fight we can afford to start.
We know the dude is something like FBI. He's somebody official in the LEO.
They let you go for a reason. If they're not willing to fire shots yet, then maybe we just... Champagne's a different story, but if we go after him and hit him, that's going to start war with the...
Hakata?
The Hakata.
Yeah. All right, well, if we can't go after him... I mean, maybe I need to dye my hair again, or I don't know, do something. Anybody know anybody that can change somebody's face?
Listen, we've got a major boon from a primogen.
I don't want to waste it on me though.
Well, we can also. What's the?
I just thought the Hakata wanted us to take out this Lamia too. Maybe that's enough to buy you some goodwill and get champagne off your back.
Say we look important enough, then it becomes gauche to kill you. For now.
Okay.
If we get a boon from Bugsy for taking out that Lamia, and the Hakata wanted them out too, it stands to reason that might buy you enough juice just to get them off your back.
Well, they're going to get off my back, but they're not going to get off the back of my family. That's what I'm really worried about. I've seen Italians posted up outside of the places I like to congregate with them. So,
well, those are Champagne's feelers. If they call Champagne off, he'll call his people off, and if he steps out on his own, you know what that's going to mean. He's fair game at that point.
Okay.
Put the ball in their court, Burrows.
I like this whole using our politicking kind of deal. Let's do that. Let's go talk to the Hakata. I'm happy to go if everyone else wants to do other things.
We'll go with you. We're not going to let you go by yourself.
I mean, besides, it's for all we know, the agent probably just was like, man, I just saw an Elvis impersonator. As I look directly at you, Burrows, be like, I mean,
is that a joke?
I got blonde hair. I don't look anything like Elvis.
It was not my good attempt. That's why I'm not a comedian. But
yeah. Stick to the problem solving.
Oh, I will. Speaking of problems, what do you guys mean by door?
Damn.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
You know, you're so short. It's that I always forget to. I don't see you in my eye line.
I'm the same size as Jackie. Do you not see me too?
I forget you're out gone most of the time too.
All right.
I'm gonna pat you on the back, Burrows. Be like, let's have a drink and a talk.
Fuck. Well, where can we talk about this extra quiet? Like,
let's do it. What if we do it in the car? Since we're going to the Hakata anyway, no one else is in the car with us.
Well, do we have time? Till dawn?
It's probably, I'm going to say this took like an hour in Little Vegas.
3.
It's probably 3. Driving out to the Hakata would take about an hour. It's out past Nellis Air Force Base.
And we'll probably have to stay with them overnight.
I don't want to stay with them.
No.
I don't want to stay with them.
You are all standing out on the balcony to the spiral staircase to Bugsy's room, and you see Niles is leaning against the railing, burnt to a fucking crisp.
If you don't mind, the only thing I would like to do is just meet this PDF chap. And I believe this one over here would like to probably rest for the rest of the day.
I was going to say, if you want to talk to Petey, I can take Niles home.
Okay.
And we do the Hakata tomorrow?
Yes.
Yeah. We should do the Hakata tomorrow.
Okay. Weren't they the ones who wanted us to fucking heist something?
No, that's my team. That's Ellis.
Damn it. I keep getting everyone confused. Why are there so many fucking people in this city that want us to do shit?
Too many people.
You guys keep going to new people. I don't know what to tell you.
I love making new friends.
You keep fucking everyone you meet, and then you need to meet someone new so that you don't get fucked.
The lady who swallowed the fly type shit.
Yeah. I think Bugsy is the only person you've met that you've not accidentally betrayed.
Is our team name Ouroboros? Is that the term?
Snake that's eating itself.
The mascot of the NGen is the Ouroboros.
I love it.
I love that.
Oh,
I made the right decision partnering with you guys. I made the right decision.
So we are floating back up to the circus van, is my understanding?
PD in the bungalow.
Oh, I'm sorry, PDF.
Yep.
And I think Burrows has enough for the night. He's going to help Niles and with Sybil make sure everything gets some rest.
Beautiful. You guys walk out to the bungalows. It's west of the intersection that is Little Vegas. You step past the first time that you were out here with Saints Tears and everything, and you go into a deeper burrow of these basically access tunnels that have been turned into a makeshift shanty town. And you find one of the houses with steel sheeting sort of baked into one of the tunneled walls that you know to be PDFs. One, because Brontes provided you some written directions, and two, you can already see the glow, the almost RGB glow from the inside of the steel-sheeted home. Has no door on the door frame, but inside you can see this almost Twitch streamer glow of different peripherals in RGB light, and the sound of this really awful grungy house music that is at an obscene beats per minute. That is so fast you can't believe that someone is listening to it and not having like a panic attack. And the inside of this place is just laced with cabling, even out to the outsides of the steel decking. He's got these lights rigged out front and sound systems that are playing the house music drifting into his porch lamp. You imagine his neighbors must fucking hate living next to him or love living next to him, one or the other. But inside, sitting in what is like a Legion gaming chair, essentially, in pink and white, but it's so dingy and sewer drenched that the white has dinged to this gross molded green, and you can see mold spots are climbing the leather everywhere. So it's a wonder that the leather holds at all. Must be a good advertisement for the brand. But this thin, frail individual is sitting in the chair. You can see really just the frame of his hands peeked up out from the Legion chair, and these spindly little legs kicking almost like grasshopper motions, like cricket motions of self-soothing himself with running his bare feet along his ankles over and over and over again. You see these gnarly rolled toenails, essentially, that have grown so long that they've begun to curl and then subsect into circles, essentially, at his feet. And there is just filth in this room. Discarded food, torn pornographic magazines, screens, old VCR tapes, just derelict technology everywhere to see, and he's sort of in the middle of it. And every time he moves this chair, there is these clatter of bottles, technology rolling all over the place. And here you are, you're at PDF's place.
I'm gonna knock, knock. Hello.
He does not hear shit.
Good to know.
With the pound of house music, and it looks like he has headphones in anyways, even with the big speakers on.
I'm gonna walk through the filth of the track without trying to destroy it as much as possible.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna just kind of do that hand over the face wave, like, woo.
There you go. You are like snowshoeing through this broken technology and sweeping cans. But there are points that, Jackie, your small body can't move some of it as you kick a discarded printer or anything like that, right? But you manage to sweep through to the other side, wave in front of his face, and you finally get a good look at him. He is wearing this crop-topped shirt with what you imagine is a Hatsune Miku on the front of it.
Oh, I know.
But it looks so ragged with holes that her face is no longer visible, and there's just her big blue wig over it. And so you can see this peak of his dilapidated, empty chest on the other side. He is emaciated, so very thin that he looks like a corpse himself. Spindly little skeleton arms and hands. And you can see that the skin has lost elasticity, where the point that it sort of hangs like wings along his body. And then his face has this scraggly little beard that never grew in correctly. It's wispy and long in portions and lost in others. And then he has this long, greasy, disgusting brunette hair that sits about his shoulders. Just oily to all beginnings. And then these almost elven ears, these clipped and forked ears that sit out from it. And these tusked troll teeth that expose out in these big jagged gravestones. But he looks frazzled the second that you wave off his hand. And he takes his headphones off and he looks at you. He goes, "Can I help you?"
You're PDF, correct?
Yeah, I'm PDF. What can I do for you?
Bugsy sent me your way, said you could help
Hold
me.
on. And he turns down the music like 2 decibels. Go ahead.
Bugsy sent me your way, said you can help possibly get into this hard drive.
Yeah. And he goes back to his screens, and there are like 6 in tandem. 2 of them are vertical on one side, and then 4 sit in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
And he's got, emails on one. He's got Twitter on another. He's got a video game going on one. He's got Subway Surfer videos on one. A movie in the bottom right corner, and then this just massive amount of media bombarding his mind, and you can see his eyes are these days big discs. But he closes out some windows and he moves to look at you, and he goes, "Yeah, I could do a hard drive. What are you talking about?" God.
That's in the right place. I'm gonna just hand it over to him.
Yeah, okay. Well, what's the situation? What do you got?
This situation is attached here. People who are honestly trying to kill the Nosferatu, and we're trying to track down everything about them. So
yeah, that's cool. What's on the hard drive, chick?
What's on the hard drive is, I don't know. You tell me. I tried to open it. Everything started to eat itself and crash.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tell him about the app.
Fuck all. Come on. And
Oh
he
my God,
pulls
you're
out this USB-C that connects. Oh, probably wouldn't be USB-C since this guy came from an 08. He takes the appropriate adapter out from this mass of fucking cords he has connected to what is
Nice
essentially
SCSI port.
Yeah, exactly. And honestly, you're shocked that all of this hasn't shorted out from the sheer amount of electricity he has running in this place. But he manages to connect the hard drive. He pulls through. He brings it up. He goes, "Was this shit wiped? There's nothing on it."
Nothing at all. There's not even the little bit of corrupted data that you can.
Hold on. You fucking people, man. And
Hey,
he
you're
goes
the
in and
one
he starts
telling me you
typing.
could do anything.
I can do anything. What are you talking about? I can do anything I want. I
Okay.
was built for this. I'm a Greek god. And he starts
Well,
typing.
let's go, Apollo. Let's go.
Okay, well, I don't need people in the chat telling me what to do.
Hey.
Emote only, baby. Emote only, he calls out. And he says, "Okay, I'm going to start this process here, but it does look like we've got some files that are past the wipe. I might be able to save something.
Oh.
Give me a second."
Take your time.
And he casts you out of the room there. You guys wait out on the porch for what feels like 45 minutes. He says nothing. He blares that music. You're stuck there. It's getting close to 3:30 in the morning, essentially. You
Can
bring.
we put an order for some more blood? Like, is there
Sure.
like a little delivery thing that could just, while we wait?
Yeah, you
Whoever's
guys can
waiting with me.
slake another hunger for the baggers. So
Oh.
1 hunger for the baggers. Although, Sybil, I think you left with Niles and Burrows, or what's the situation there,
I
right?
did, yes.
Okay.
It's just me then.
To get Niles home. So I think it's Jackie and Raguel and Mal, if I read that correctly.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You're muted. You muted.
You muted Raguel.
Oh, yeah, I was talking to myself first, rehearsing what I was going to say.
Oh, great.
And then I unmuted
Yeah.
so I could. Yeah. While we're waiting, Raguel's actually going to talk to see if Mal will step off to the side.
Perfect.
Yeah, I think Mal's become less openly hostile since we finished the Lamia shit, but is still pretty like cagey and just like teenager pouting.
You don't have to say anything, and I won't say anything other than I'm sorry. That's it. I'm sorry.
Mal doesn't know how to respond to someone apologizing to them because that's not something that's happened often or at all. So I think they're like a little stuck.
Let me just say this. My parents died when I was younger. And the rabbi helped me through some tough times. And knowing what Mokur was going to do to him if I didn't agree. I couldn't allow to happen. And it wasn't because I didn't want to stay with you. It wasn't because I didn't want to stay with this group. It was because I don't think I would be able to live with myself if I allowed something like that to happen to him. And I hope that you would understand. And if I have to spend the rest of my own life trying to gain your trust back, well, then that's the price that I'll have to pay.
Oh, God, you're such a fucking noble asshole.
I get that a lot.
Yeah, I'm sure you do. I get it. I'm pissed, but I get it. I can't say I wouldn't have done the same thing, because the people you find fucking matter. Whatever. Thanks, I guess. I'm glad you're back. Even if you're a freaking weird-ass know-it-all now.
I'm glad I'm back too. And trust me, Mal, between us, I would prefer not to know what I know.
Yeah, it all seems pretty fucked.
There's a lot rattling around up here now, and it's getting pretty noisy.
Church is quiet. If you need a spot to be quiet.
You still want me to move in?
Yeah, if you want to. Might be good to have multiple of us in a place. Burrows is, well, we know what Burrows' problems are right now, but he's gonna be around.
You know, I didn't quite believe it that he buried a katana in a dude's face.
He puts on this like front, like he's this dude who has his shit together, but he's fucking nuts.
Mal, that's the secret. Absolutely none of us have our shit together.
Oh no, I know I don't. I know fucking Niles does it. The rest of them, they're real good at pretending.
Yeah. I'll stay with you.
Cool. Also, if you're gonna do something fucking buck-ass wild like that again, maybe like warn us?
I will absolutely do my best.
No, I know that's kind of an unfair thing for me to ask, because that was like spur of the moment, whatever.
No, that's fair.
No.
You say the people that we find matter. Right?
Yeah.
You matter.
Gross.
You're my people.
Grosser.
Can you just stop for 2 seconds and be genuine with me, please?
Fine. You matter too.
Thank you.
You're kind of my people.
Oh no, I'm all the way your people. Don't even try to front.
All right,
Fine,
fuckers,
fine.
I got something.
Okay.
And I like shove him.
And he'll like play stumble, you know, like you know.
Don't give it to me. I'm strong now.
What is your relationship?
Whoa. You enter into
Oh, again,
PDF's
you don't
domain.
know? Good for you. Good secrets. Good luck. Mal is so on their back foot, totally off any kind of like cool kid game that they'd pretend to have.
Please tell me you're not dating that. I'm gonna look at her. I'm just gonna point.
Dating
That could hear you, first of all. Second of
Don't
all,
say
not a chance in hell.
Oh, come
Sorry.
on.
You're cute, but like, no.
Whoa.
PDF.
What the fuck is going on with you people, man? That's awesome. Are you two gonna fuck? That's crazy.
No!
$5
Anyway.
that they do. I'm gonna to
$5? You're not
How did
paying
this get
enough.
away from me? How did this get away from me?
$5? Look at those two. You should be paying a lot more than that shit. Okay.
Yes.
All right. So, I am God incarnate. I am the return of Jesus Christ, superstar.
All right, Jesus, what you got for me?
So, you got nothing on this shit.
Yeah,
Whatever information was on there before. But you got an access route. Got something not a lot of people have. In fact, I'm a little impressed with you people bringing this in. Clearly, someone much smarter than you left something for much dumber than him.
Fair enough.
So, you all know the Shreknet, yes? Our beautiful creation from the 2000s, our attempt to get some old fucks to talk to some new fucks. Yes, do you have a question in the back there? You're muted.
You might want to speak up a little bit, Mal.
Yes.
This is a question for God and not PDF.
Yeah, what's up?
How bad am I fucking up his shit being in his house?
Oh my God, you're so right. Are you inside the room then?
Are you on the?
I think I'm hanging out like in the doorway because I think Mouse starts to go in, sees all the shit in the floor, and goes, absolutely not.
I think the second you get in the threshold, he would turn back and go, oh, not you fuckers. I know what you are. As soon as the monitors start to whine and everything, you don't take a single
me?
fucking...
And I take like another, I like put a finger through the doorway. Me?
You're going to lose your friend's shit. And then what will you be? You'll be nothing.
She's barely, I don't even count her as my friend, so.
Mal, come on back.
Well, that's
You're not
his
in charge of me,
friend.
but I do pull back.
PDF points you out of the room.
Yeah, out.
Anyways, this is what we're dealing with.
What we
The
got?
Shreknet. We all know it.
Yeah.
2000s. We
Yes.
invented the internet again. Stole it. Even more so, what a lot of people don't know is we came out with a 2.0. Big differences, right? We kept realizing that people could find the first one. That any human eyes could see it, right? So we had to come up with something that meant that only us, only the higher beings could see them, yeah?
Like a dark web?
Like a dark web, like a darker web, darkest web, dead web.
Oh, the black web.
Yes. Our thought was this. We all have our sites. We needed to create a program suite that could use those sites to be visible only to us. But that meant putting together a dev kit. Shreknet 2.0 was that dev kit. Series of coding tools and custom program suites for each individual Nosferatu trying to access the Shreknet in new and exciting ways at every level. But that means that a lot of us built our own 2.0s, our own Shreknets, our own program suites. It's like our own languages, right? This fucker has his own language. This, and he points in, he brings up on one of the main screens and projects it across all 6, is something called Hound Dog. And I don't know how the fuck to get into it, other than repairing the code that we lost in the wipe.
Gotcha.
And I'd need to know his language. I need to understand how to access whatever this might be. To do so, just like learning a new language, I need a dictionary that's English to Spanish. I need
What you need?
is a dev kit to Shreknet 2.0. They still exist. A lot of them were wiped out when the Second Inquisition came around, and a lot of people can't have them. The old heads in the Camarilla made sure that that never came to light again. But they're out there, they're valuable, and they're here. If I had a 2.0 dev kit, I could use that to create a new language to communicate with Hound Dog and find out how to access it. And then you'd have a route into whatever they're hiding behind that wall.
Right. Okay.
Cool? Did you get all that?
Yeah. My question to you very quickly.
Yeah.
Where would one, if one wanted to start seeking and looking into finding a dev kit, where would we?
So here's the thing. If I fucking knew that, I'd have one.
That's what I was that's what I was afraid to ask you. But you gotta ask the dumb questions.
That's okay. That's okay. It was pretty dumb.
I know.
I have a question actually, too. Sorry. over here in the doorway.
I can't hear it. You're so far away.
Did you name your fucking computer, your fancy demon computer, after a children's cartoon character?
What do you mean? What are you saying?
Shreknet. It's called Shrek.
There's a T. Shreknet.
That is so unclear. It sounds like a big fucking ogre made a net.
Okay.
Jack is gonna close that door in between and just like close Mal out. Ignore
I turned to
that.
Raguel. It sounds like fucking Shrek. Tell me it doesn't sound like fucking Shrek.
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 Okay,
Ignore
thank
it.
you. Please leave. I have a Valorant tournament in 2 hours, and if I don't win, I'm not taking home $3,000.
Fair enough. Thank you for your time, PDF.
Yeah, fuck you.
Yeah, right back at you.
He gets up onto his spindly little hands, and you guys are dismissed, essentially. He's going to hold on to the hard drive so
That's
he has
fair.
access to Hound Dog. Anything else we would like to do in Little Vegas here before we go to the carrying house for a second? Once, twice.
Yeah, I think we put Niles to bed, and maybe if you're up for it, Sybil, we volunteer to take turns to just check on them every couple hours before we go to bed.
Concussion
Beautiful.
here.
Okay.
And hold on. And while Burrows is checking on Niles at one point, he kind of wakes them up a little bit, just to kind of make sure they're. Well, I mean, he wakes them up, and he's like, "Niles, you doing okay? We're gonna probably start sleeping ourselves."
I think if Burrows is trying to wake up Niles and Niles is laying in that bed resting, I think it's a very defensive reaction, even like an attempt to like shove him away before I realize that it's just you.
Hold on, it's just me. And Burrows will look back to make sure Sybil's not around, and he's going to say to Niles, "Listen, get the rest. If you need to stay an extra couple days here while we go out and do our thing, you do that. You're going to get better, and then you and I are going to talk about what happened, how you got hurt, who hurt you, and what you want to do about it. And I'm here to help you in whatever you want to do, okay?"
Okay. Niles is like just a lot information in one go. Okay, it'll be fine. I don't have a phone anymore. I think.
You need a phone?
Well, yes, but if you're gonna go by the Belvedere, could you just let Hugh know where I'm at?
Yeah, of course. I was thinking about I wanted to talk to Hugh anyway, just to let him know, and I'll get you a new phone.
Okay, yeah. Just let him know. I can figure out the rest.
All right. Yeah, everything's gonna be okay now. So you just get some rest,
Okay.
and I'll let him get some rest.
Beautiful. So in the carrying house in Sybil's nonprofit, just south of the strip, Niles is set up with that bed, with Burrows keeping watch. The carrying house, do you want to tell us at all about where we are, Sybil, in terms of the carrying house?
It's pretty. This is like the like penthouse kind of spot. It's pretty high up, but of course the windows are pretty tinted. There's a lot of like ambient red lighting. It kind of looks like you're in like a gothic spa. It's pretty empty, but there's a lot of it's implied that there is some office work that happens here, but more that this is sort of a very glammed up halfway house.
Beautiful. Okay, and that's where you guys are spending the night there. Does Burrows and Sybil have any other actions for the night, or would you guys like to sleep this one off?
I think we need to sleep.
Beautiful. And I believe our Little Vegas team probably posting up in Little Vegas and getting some sleep, if not going back to the club or the church.
Oh
Yeah.
yes, if possible, I would definitely go back to my place.
Okay, you have enough time. We'll assume that everyone is going back to sleep, yes?
Going
Okay.
home.
Beautiful. You get some good rest. I will say that Niles slips into a period of rest and sleep that will take 3 days to rest all aggravated damage except for 1. They become 2 degrees of hunger greater. But the beautiful thing is, before the session started, we were worried that would have taken them to 5 hunger. But because they've slaked off of the Salubri, that means that at the end of 3 days, they'll wake up just hungry for 3. And of course, they can feed in between those days if they're feeling well enough. But we're going to go to the second day, waking up the next night, essentially, right after our little explosion and excursion to Little Vegas. And I believed we discussed going to see the Hikata tonight.
Correct.
That's still on the table.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
However, we can milk this good deed.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think that's the most prudent action we can take at this point.
Beautiful.
Making sure we bring the amulet. Who I think Jackie grabbed the amulet.
Mhm.
Yep.
Is there anything you all would like to do for yourselves before we go to the Hikata? Anything that you guys would like to take as personal actions to check on your storylines, check on your stuff? Because
Caleb?
once we reach to the Hikata and we have a small conversation with
Caleb?
the leadership, we may be moving forward into next week. Go ahead.
Caleb,
what's up?
I would just, I will email, nothing too detailed, but to my boss, like to my sire, just giving him, just being like, hey, just kind of giving the rundown of what kind of little, just as little as possible, but detailed about Bugsy and that situation with PDF. And if he happens to know anything about looking for, not the Shrek, the Shet.
Shreknet.
Thank you. Sorry.
I mean, I could be pronouncing it wrong, but that's how
Yeah.
I've always thought it was. Shreknet.
The Shreknet 2.0 to see if he would have any indications of where possibly I might find or an avenue to go down.
Got it. I will get you a response next session.
Awesome.
Anything else we're doing individually?
I think I need to go make my apology to Bride
Okay.
sooner than later because it's already been a minute.
So we've gotten an apology to Bride, calling for any other calls, any other declarations. Going once, twice. All right. So we'll go to the asylum. Mal, you arrive before you're all scheduled to go out to the Hikata. The asylum is popping. It's a great night. It's almost always a great night on the Vegas Strip for a club, but the asylum is doing very well. It's one of the newest structures on the Strip, and as such, it gets advertised in a lot of different ways. They have a partnership with Cosmo, meaning that they get a lot of business straight from there. And it's used sort of as a poster child for the new wave of Las Vegas Strip casinos, in that this is what all the young, hot people are going to. It's not Caesars anymore. It's the asylum. There is a moody little house DJ serving tonight, and they are built up into this almost like industrial steel bird cage that sits over the altar of this church-themed bar. It is huge. It's vacuous. You can see that second floor that sits up into the rafters where Bride makes their stay. You see a sea of people. The private rooms to the back where it almost looks like little like lectern spaces that are private booths that are marked off with red rope. And then to the east and the west are the sort of like dancing pits where there are some exotic dancers that are shaking ass. It's all very gothic and artsy. Some of it feels very performance space more than it does club. And that seems to be doing well for it, but it is a sea of fucking people. You do see that Tara is on shift, and she is now actually standing almost in the Brontes position at the start to the stairs up to Bride's second half.
Cool. I'll not a shadow cloak kind of materializing out of the shadows, but I think Mal takes the edges of the room to get to where Tara is, and then just kind of taps her on the shoulder.
You tap her on the shoulder, and she shudders. She shakes for a moment, then wheels back on you and looks to you. And she's a lot more skittish than she usually is. You don't know her to be someone who jumps. But she turns on, she says, oh, hey, I haven't seen you forever. And you can see her eyes are ringed with sleep deprivation, and her skin is a lot more pallid than you've known it to be, less dark, sort of ashy almost. And she looks sickly, like she's been fighting a cold. But she wraps a big hug around you. She's still hopelessly muscled, just way too buff, to the point where her shoulders have sort of opened up in these big flare. And she's wearing this wife pleaser tucked into black slacks, essentially, that have been tied off high at the waist, and then these big shit kicker boots that peek out under her ankles. She looks at you and she says, "Yeah, I've been good. I've just been working. I mean, I've kind of gotten a promotion. I'm working. Yeah, I'm working more for the club, and it's just a lot more than I thought it was going to be."
Is that what you wanted? I mean, I know you're, and I kind of like gesture to her muscles, and you were doing bodybuilding and like strong competition.
Yeah, I am. Just I'm still doing that. I'm not going to give up on that. It's just changed a little bit on my training and everything. No, I'd love doing this. It's good. I mean, I've been missing you. I haven't seen you around the club in forever, but
well, I'll be around more, I hope.
Yeah?
I'm gonna try. I mean, I owe Bride an apology for
You've been dealing with Bride. You've been talking with Bride?
A little bit. I'm hoping to make a bigger apology than I gave her the last time we talked.
You're not like making moves with Bride, right? You don't work with like that side of the business.
What side of the business?
Come on, Mal. Cut the shit.
You cut the shit.
I got promoted, Mal. I'm starting to know a little bit more about this place, and
right.
I know about Bride.
That's a big step, huh?
Yeah, I mean, I never thought I'd meet a mob boss.
Yeah, she can be scary when she wants to be.
She's really scary, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just working security detail right now, like keeping her safe and everything. But God, some of the things she's made people do, it's insane.
Does Tara have like a surveillance or anything in? Like, is she mic'd right now?
She's got like an earpiece in, but it's more like the walkie-talkie kind. You're not broadcasting your voice at all time.
I'm gonna lean in closer and kind of prop my chin on her massive shoulder and go, "Is this what you want to be doing, or is she making you do this?"
No, I totally want to. I mean, the money she's putting through, I've been saving every dollar, and God, I'm kind of making it out here. And if it just means I have to throw out some drunk fucks every so often, yeah, and entertain her weird old fucking friends, sure. And Bride is, I mean, she's a little weird. I won't lie, but she's been good to me. she throws these parties. It's fun.
What kind? Do you have a night off?
Yeah, I'm free.
When's your night off?
I have this weekend. I mean, tomorrow and the day after.
I'm taking you to dinner. We'll get drinks. We'll go somewhere.
Now we tried this in Colorado. I don't know if I want to get that shit started again.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying let's go get drinks. I'm not saying we do anything or have any expectations. I'm just saying I don't know. I've missed a lot. I haven't heard a lot about what's going on.
Yeah.
I just want to
okay.
know what's going on with you.
I'll just have to run it by Bride, but I think I'm good.
Well, you have to ask her what you can do on your day off?
Yeah, she likes to keep tabs. She likes to make sure she knows where all of us are, you know.
Come on, you don't have some secrets from her?
Like why?
Like, this could be a secret. She doesn't have to know.
Oh, no, I don't know if that's a good idea. I just got this job and Bride gets weird about me sometimes. She just likes to know where I am. It's better if she does, and it's better for my wallet, it's better for us.
Okay, yeah. If that's what's better for you, that's what we'll do. We'll talk to Bride.
Okay, cool.
Speaking of which, can I talk to her now?
Oh, yeah, sure. Let me just, I gotta be real professional right now, so excuse me.
Yeah. No, I'll take a step back so you can have your private moment. And I'm gonna take a few steps back so that I don't fuck with the walkie too.
She steps away and she gives you like the bouncer hand and then taps a finger to her little earpiece. She walks off, she has a conversation, she comes back, she says, yeah, Bride will see you. You can go on up.
Great. I'll get a few stairs up till I'm like head height with her, and then I'll lean down and kiss her like on the jaw. You take care.
She kind of lifts and like loves that brief moment of affection, but it sort of sours the moment when immediately after she looks up to check the windows of that second floor.
We'll talk when I come back down about where we'll meet.
Yeah, I'm thinking that Gordon Ramsay spot, burger. So good. Planet Hollywood is like $30 burgers. Well, you can't go wrong.
Oh yeah, that sounds great. Mal quickly does math on how the fuck am I gonna eat. It'll be fine.
Good luck. You extend up the stairs. You go through the glass-paned door onto the other side. You briefly look to your left as you enter into the room. 2 armed guards with Uzis on either side, but you see off to the left-hand side there is this basically like construction area to the portion that sits behind her desk just before her bedroom area starts, where you can see that the glass panes have been fixed, changed, and reset, where obviously they've been repainting the space where our dearly departed friend cascaded through the painted glass. But as you continue through, you find that Bride is posted up in her canopy bed, which is laced in these white, beautiful, doily-like, almost like a veil over her bed. It is massive. You think like an Alaskan king. And she is so tiny, sitting in the center of it, with the bed sheets brought up close to her. She's sort of bathed in this beautiful lingerie that matches the veil and all of this white lace. And she has that same street crying makeup as if her mascara has been running. And she wears that veil that you had gifted, essentially, through to her. And she looks very pleased to see you. In fact, she picks herself up from her bed there. And it seems like the guards are on lighter detail for your arrival. She says, oh my God, I haven't seen you in forever.
It's been a minute. I figured I owed you an apology after the mess I made in the club, and I'll kind of lift up my mosaic piece that I've made for her.
Oh, what is this? Oh my God. She crawls across the bed, and it takes her almost 5 minutes just to get to the edge of it with the plushness of this this area, and she brings you close enough that she can get the mosaic while you're just there on the edge. And she's strikingly beautiful as she comes up to that edge and sits like plainly with her legs crossed on her knees before you, shorter than you even. She's a very short individual, 4'11" maybe. But she takes the mosaic in her hands and she sifts through it. Do you want to describe for the audience what she's looking at?
Yeah, so it's a mosaic. It's mostly pieces of glass from the broken stained glass in the church. Some of it's like beer bottles. Some of it's just any kind of colored glass that Mal's been able to find around town. If it's not glass, it might be colored plastic. And it's a mosaic. The whole of it is a flowering altar. But as it goes up one side, the flowers at the bottom seem kind of like closed. They open a little bit more. The biggest, most open flowers are at the top. And as you cascade down the other side of the altar, they're all withering and dying and rotting, basically.
She marvels over it and runs her tiny fingers over the length of the mosaic, tracing each of the flowers. In fact, so much so that it does cut some of her fingers on the sharper edges of the mosaic pieces. She doesn't seem to mind as she sort of plays ribbons along her fingers through there. She looks up and she says, "Oh my God, this is so sweet of you. I can't believe that you did this for me." And she begins to cry these bloodied tears as they begin to run through her makeup. She says, "It's so sweet of you to bring this to me just because of what happened here. I mean, I had already forgotten already, and you brought this for me."
Well, you know, when I make a mistake, I want to make sure I correct it. And I think Mal is as like the tear or the vitae leaks down her face. I think Mal's gonna like catch one on their knuckle and like wipe it off in like trying to be like, I'm not gonna lick it, Serge. But in the like pseudo romantic gesture.
Fair. As soon as you touch that knuckle to her cheek, her hands, faster than you've ever seen, reach out and grip your wrist and pull it close to her face and keep you there for a moment in the touch. And she smiles. She is this carnivorous plant. She's beautiful to look at, but God, just the touch of her is reviling. And she keeps these mad, glowing eyes on you, and keeps you there in her gaze. You're familiar with it. Burrows has done this before, but some level of awe is being inspired from her form.
That's fair.
She speaks to you directly. She says, "You are so sweet to give me this, and I had no idea that you felt this way for me."
I think that you should be...
She's toying with the peak of her bra strap on that lingerie.
Fuck. You should be cherished by all of those around you.
Cherished?
By everyone around you.
By everyone. We could start with this room. Thank you for the gift. Honestly, it's so sweet of you to even think of me. It's not often that the Lasombra have these sort of thoughts, at least the one I knew before, who worked with cost. He was never one for affections. So it's good to know that you people are capable.
Who was the other one that you worked with?
Some sheriff long ago. Didn't matter.
Cisco?
Not the little one.
Oh, okay. I think Mal is trying so hard to play into this, like,
no, this was
weird flirtation.
Longer.
Oh.
Before he lost his silly little head.
What was their name?
Oh, don't worry about that. So, you came through just to give me a gift?
Like I said, I made a mistake. I wanted to apologize for it.
I don't think you made any mistakes. I think you just got a little silly. Maybe you just get silly around me.
It must be that.
I've always had that effect on people. I think that I just Sometimes they can't rectify with how much they want me.
Mal is digging a hole. Controlling desires is a Lasombra specialty.
I'd love to see whatever specialties you have on offer. Listen, I was thinking, how about you and I have dinner tomorrow?
I can make dinner happen. I was actually wondering. All right, we're doing this. You know what? Tomorrow's great.
I'll just let Tara know that you're busy then.
Of course. Yeah, I need to. At some point, I'd love to catch up with her, but this should take precedence, obviously.
Of course. It's just you and I will have dinner tomorrow, and then the day after, well, Tara has to work.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Well, I mean, good help is hard to find, so don't you run them into the ground.
No, that's what I plan on doing with you.
I look forward to it.
Okay, well, enough gabbing, right?
Yeah.
Thank you for the gift. I'm going to find a great place for it. But you probably got to get out of here, right? You've got those friends of yours you have to keep alive.
The engine are, we're doing our best for each other.
Yeah, you are. You're doing your absolute best, huh?
Yeah.
Well, they need you. You're the glue that keeps them together.
I don't know about that.
I do.
Oh. Well, you'll have to tell me about it at dinner tomorrow.
Yes, I will. I'll send you some instructions on where to find me.
Perfect. As you know, I'm hard to get a hold of, so.
I'll find you.
I know you will.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
And she gives you this big, huge hug around you and then loops back into her bed, holding the mosaic in her hands.
Al takes the stairs fast and looks at Tara. Dinner might have to wait.
Didn't go so well?
Went too well.
Okay. Well, maybe the day after. We'll talk. I'll text you.
Well, yeah, I'll swing by at some point too.
Okay.
My phone's been fucking a mess lately, so not like with people, but it just like it's a little fucked up, and I'm gonna get it replaced at some point, making more lies.
I was wondering why you weren't getting back to me.
No,
Well, okay.
my phone's just fucked. Sorry. It's kind of fun being off the grid. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay. Well, I'll see you.
Yeah, I'll like nudge her hip by her belt and then go out the door and like sprint back to the church. Raguel!
Good. We're going to leave that moment because I do have 15 minutes to set up for next session. We smash cut to Armand at the front gate of the Hikata estate, who allows you all to drive in with Baby Blue, park the car in the waiting assembly in the front area. The estate is a lot quieter than the last you saw it. Obviously, the meeting of 100 families has subsided, and all of the Hikata have been reduced to the ones who live in the Meadows. You are escorted into the main hall and told that you have a meeting with Shlomo Rothstein Jr., who allows you all into his private library, a place that Enoch and Burrows have seen once before. In fact, Burrows, the last time you were in here, you were in a fist fight with Champagne Puttanesca. But now the whole of you are standing across a meeting table, essentially this round table in the center of the library, where the individual that Allison ran into, that masked woman, is sitting across in that big basketed dress. Shlomo Rothstein is sitting in the center, and the one and only Champagne Pudinesca is sitting in the third seat across from all of you. And the second that you've stepped into this room, Burrows, he has not let his eyes leave from you for a second.
Just the moment before I step in, I will activate Awe.
Very good. Okay. Burrows has Awe activated. Is there anything else we want to prepare before we enter this room? Okay, we're calling it. You all step in. There are numerous armed guards, not only just around all of you, but there are 3 around Champagne, all armed, some of them with assault rifles, the rest with sidearms, all of them seeming to carry blades as well. They are standing behind that circled desk, and you all are brought in front of them. Would all of you care to begin, or is it I that should start the proceedings?
It feels impolite to speak first.
Well, an introduction would have been nice. That's what I was waiting for.
My name is Shlomo Rothstein Jr. I am the son of the Hecata Primogen, or at least the closest that we have in attendance in the Meadows. I am your interim leader of the families. To my right is the Countess, and to my left is a man that you all are familiar with, Champagne Pudinesca. We represent the families and their interests in the Meadows. You are the judge of the Banu Hakim, Jackie Santana. Sent here from your sire, now residing in, North Africa?
That is correct.
The rest of us are acclimated with each other, we'll call this. And while you all were invited to the party last, we did see an abrupt, what do we call that, Champagne, an Irish exit. All of you have decided instead to cause quite a ruckus on your way out, which may or may not have considerable reason, but that is remained to be seen.
Well, it's all very easily explained, Mr. Rothstein. You see, we were so eager to help you out after talking to you that we just wanted to get right to it. And we come with good news. We took care of that Lamia that you wanted us to look into. Oh, is that how? Oh, okay, all right. Hey, somebody should have told me. I didn't know. Anyway, we took care of him. Our friend Jackie here, our new friend Jackie here, maybe you could show him the evidence.
You have proof of the death of the betrayer?
I will go ahead and pull the amulet out and have it once again roll down as I hold it.
You will give it here.
And I will go ahead and hand it over.
One of the armed guards comes up, takes it, and gives it over to Shlomo. Shlomo holds it in his hands, letting the chain in one hand and the amulet drop into the other. He stares at it for a moment, and then he comes back up. We will consider this the evidence of your success, and we will thank you for your participation in assistance with the Hecata family. For this, all of you have earned our gratefulness.
Well, we wouldn't be the gentle people that we are if we didn't also address the obvious vampiric elephant in the room. Myself and Mr. Pudinesca, we had a little bit of an altercation.
Is that what you fucking call it? Is that what you fucking call it? You put a fucking sword in my fucking head, and you want to call that an altercation? I'll alter your fucking cation, buddy.
Mr. Rothstein, can you please cage your dog so I can continue speaking?
Of course, excuse me. Champagne, kindly shut your trap.
We're all the same here. We can see predators because we ourselves are predators. And, well, I've heard some especially predatory stories about Mr. Pudinesca. And when he invited me downstairs, my mind raced at the possibilities of what he was about to show me, and I will admit I overreacted. But what isn't an overreaction, well, actually, what I should say is what is definitely an overreaction is what appears to be Mr. Puttanesca harassing the people I care about. When
you saw
his
that
beef
shit?
should be between he and I.
You saw that shit?
I've seen it, and
Nice.
I want to settle it right here and now.
Okay. Okay. All right. Listen, before we can offer you any sort of retaliation for your assistance with the Lamia situation, before we can give you any sort of reward for your success, I agree that this must be handled, and it must be handled accordingly. And so the Hecata have a solution. When you called forth that you would be arriving here for a discussion, that you had brought success, we discussed together a solution that fits for everyone involved.
I'm ready to hear it.
Well, it is customary that in a state of Elysium for these sort of things, the accused parties should be the ones to speak. So unfortunately, I will relinquish my time to the Puttanescas. Champagne, big chubby Italian man in this cheap purple suit with this lavender dress shirt to match, this garish black tie with slanted diagonal white stripes. He stands up, he fixes his collar, he fixes his wrists. He says, "You've done a great disservice to my people. You fucked me, you fucked my family, you fucked my eye. You agree to this?"
Your eye looks perfectly fine to me. I mean, does it seem like it's some kind of messed up eye?
He's been sleeping since then. It's entirely regenerated. He looks the same as he did the last time you saw him. And as such, you've drawn a slight against my name. I offered for you to see my fucking bull, man. Nobody sees the fucking bull. And so I'm offering you a solution to our problem. Give me the fucking glove. And one of the armed guards come forward. You can tell he's one of the Puttanescas. And on this pretty little red pillow is a single white leather glove. That he goes and he grabs the glove and he slams it onto his chubby little fingers. He struggles with getting it over the thumb. And he steps around the round table. There's a sigh from the other Hecata as he steps up to you, Burrows. He gets in your face. And he rears up his hand. And he goes to slap you in the face. Would you allow this to happen?
Yeah, I'll allow it to happen.
It is a slapping competition worthy wrench across your face as you feel the potent strength of those powerful hands connect with you. And Vitae sprays from your mouth, and you're uniquely aware that some of your teeth have gone with it. And he points that gloved hand, big pudgy finger in your face, and he goes, "I challenge you, John Burrows, to an honor duel. And I'll see you guys in 2 weeks."
Can I just have one response?
Absolutely.
He looks up with, Vitae dripping from his lips, and he goes, "Champagne Puttanesca, you low down dirty dog. It would be my goddamn honor."
Woo! And I'll see you guys in 2 weeks for the duel between
Oh my god.
John Burrows and
It's gonna be a
Champagne
knight's tale.
Puttanesca.
You guys have to give me some armor that I can wear.
Yes. Yes.
Oh my
A
god.
Knight's Tale episode.
Actually, I have stuff. Yes, Jackie's got you. Let's do
Beautiful.
Interesting.
Good.
Okay,
2
gang.
weeks, we'll try and find a solution to all this.
Yes, we
Good
will.
See you
session,
then.
dude.
Great
Yeah.
job, guys. That was a lot of fun. We got a lot done.
Yes.
Hell
Thank you.
All right, guys.
Bye-bye.
Great job, Caleb.
Bye.
See you,
Bye.
everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.